Thanks to everyone who have subscribed. If you have not, please do. And thanks for coming out here. I really appreciate you. Lawan, Senate principal officers welcome Kalu from prison. Hello, everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever we're reaching you at this time. We want to say a big thank you to every one of you who have liked us, share, subscribe, click on the notification button. We truly, really, sincerely appreciate you. Thanks for your massive support. The news reaching us at the hour, Kalu is out of prison. I want to say welcome. And the Senate president and some other principals have gone to his home to welcome the person of Uzo Kalu. So let's get to the news and get all the details. Remember, Uzo Kalu was arrested with regards to fraud of about 7 point something billion. That's the one you know. But anyway, he was arrested and was incarcerated in prison for some time. Long and short of it is out now, and the Senate president and some other people have gone to visit him. Let's get all the details. The president of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, on Thursday night, led other principal officers of the Red Chamber to welcome back one of their members, Senator Orji Uzo Kalu, from the Nigerian Correctional Service in Koja, Abuja. Kalu, a former governor of Abia State, who is the current chief whip of the Senate, and others, was in December last year convicted and sentenced for 7.1 billion naira fraud. Hey, my God, how this country go take better? Only one man. I'm not saying it's true. I'm just thinking about the money. Only one man is indicted for this kind of amount of money. So yet, hey, my God, help us for this country. Oh God, you need to calm down. Oh, Nigeria need help. Oh, we need help. And children, they go to bed without food, go to school without even a slippers. Not talking about a proper shoe or bag or books or pencil. Let's continue with the news. Justice Ahmed Idris was the elevate was elevated to the Court of Appeal bench, had returned to the Federal High Court in Lagos to complete the case, which started in 2007. However, the Supreme Court, in an unanimous decision by a 7-member panel led by Justice Amin on May 8th this year, heard at the Federal High Court in Lagos, acted without jurisdiction when it convicted Kalu, his firm, Solik Nigeria Limited, and a former director of finance in Abia State, James Adugo, in December last year. The verdict of the Apex Court was not categorically on whether Kalu should be released from prison or not, and his lawyer decided to approach a Federal High Court in Lagos for the interpretation of the judgment. The Federal High Court led Justice Mohammed Limi, before whom the applicant's motion was pending, however, granted the prayer of the applicants and ordered the release of Kalu from the prison, from Kuje prison custody on Tuesday. The senator was inevitably released on Wednesday by the authorities of the Kuje prisons. Excited by the release of one of their own, Lawa and some other principal officers stormed Kalu's residence at the Aso Villa area of Abuja on Thursday evening to pay him a welcome visit. Those who went with Lawa are Deputy Senate President Ovie Omoagege, Senate Leader Yahaye, Senate Minority Abaribi, and Deputy Whip Aliyu, among others. We are there to receive and to welcome Kalu. So, my people, this is the news reaching us at the hour. Uzo Kalu is out of prison. Remember, he was his whole matter started in 2007 when he was indicted for fraud. Apparently, the case has been ongoing. He's been in prison, Kuje prison, for a while. He was in prison. He's supposed to be a senator, but was in prison, and so the matter continued on and on. and he had been in prison since last year. Yes, late last year, and the matter has not yet been released. But a welcome development was his lawyer going to visit the judge to ask what the interpretation of the statement uh, that was pending regarding Kalu. See, politicians in this country, I really, you see, thank God they've all gone to welcome their own. Well done, which is good. Showing solidarity, staying with one another, which is very good. Well done. Very, very good. But my people, I want to ask a question. I'm not saying, in court of law, you are not guilty. You are not guilty until proven guilty. If one man, I say one man, has that kind of money, yes, one man has that kind of money that is meant for a state, that is meant for a local government, that is meant for a people, and one man takes the whole of that money. I'm not saying it's Uzo Kalu. How can that state thrive? How can Nigeria be better? How can we move forward? How can a pregnant woman who goes to the hospital and wants to be seen by a surgeon, a cardiologist, or any of those specialists that have not been paid and all their salary is maybe 250, 300,000, they don't pay them. The money that is meant to be paid to them as their monthly salary has all been accumulated by one man. Pensioners, those who have worked for Nigeria and has laid down their life and have served, go asking for their pension, and in the process they fall and die because nobody care about them. Nobody is even mindful that these people, needs to get their money. Pensioners die. Money that should be paid to them. One man hold the money to ransom and keeps it to himself. How can we as a nation truly move forward? Money that is meant for educational reform. Yes, to make sure that our educational system, our children have the same standard, Nigerian children have the same standard as those from overseas. I mean, from foreign country like the UK, US, and what have you. One man, again, I say, one man puts that money in his own pocket or in a foreign account. How can that child have that level or quality of education? These are some of the questions we should be asking ourselves, and stop throwing party for politicians that you know not where their money have come from. And stop going around surrounding ourselves with politicians who are thinking of themselves. These are questions we should be asking ourselves, Nigerians. These are questions we should be looking at. How can the money meant for road, yes, to make sure that the road of Nigeria is good, so people can ply the road and there are no boys stopping, one part of the road because there is pothole, or they have made it a strategic point because they know that that part of the road is not good. So therefore, they want to stay there to wait for people, or to, you understand what I'm saying? How can we continue? How can we continue as a nation, as a people, if the money that was meant for road, yes, one person starts the project, then abandons it so that he can have all the money to himself, and that road is not completed, and people begin to die? Are those not the true witches and wizards we have in Nigeria? Are these not the true ones that are really blood-sucking demons? These are the questions we are asking. How can one man how can one man have money that is enough? Is good. I'm not. No, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying people don't work hard and have not earned, their dues to be able to fund the kind of lifestyle that they want. Forget it. Some people are very, some people have worked hard. They have businesses, chains of businesses, and are doing very well. Yes. So don't get me wrong, and don't say that I'm saying Nigerians don't work hard. No, 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 no. That's not what I'm talking about. How can one man have a money that belongs to a state, is not his own, and put it in his pocket? The money belongs to a whole state. He puts it in his pocket. One man. These are questions we should be asking ourselves so that we can move forward as a nation. My people, what do you think? Welcome back, Uzokalu from prison. But let us have a deep think. Can Nigeria move forward with us having politicians who are not true, sincere, or really love the people? Can we really go forward if we have people who are not concerned about the common man on the streets? I leave you a thought. Don't forget to thumbs up for us, like and share, subscribe, click on the notification button so you can get all our latest news. God bless and bye for now.